right, thank you everyone for joining us. I have Vanessa here, and I also have Cheyenne joining us today with Amazon. Going to talk about opportunities. So you guys go ahead and take it away.
All right. Can everybody see my screen right here? I'm just going to go over how this is going to go. We're going to do introductions. We're going to get into why Amazon, the overview of hourly roles, the hiring process, and then at the very end, we can do questions and a Q&A. So just a little bit about me. I started my Amazon journey 4 years and 4 days ago as an entry-level associate in the CAP department. I was a learning ambassador, which is a trainer. I was also a problem solver. These roles led me to be able to go on away teams where they sent me to Portland for 3 weeks to help launch that building. So that's just something really cool you can do as an entry-level associate. After I came back, I wanted to do a little bit more. So I got into a seasonal role in the staffing department, where then a year after that, I became a staffing administrator. And a year after that, now I am a staffing coordinator. And so in 4 years, I kind of just worked my way up a little by little. That's just a little bit on my Amazon journey. Vanessa, do you want to go over your...
Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I have been with Amazon for 6 years now, this past September. I started in 2015 as a seasonal part-time associate. My intention was just to have a part-time flexible job while I was going to school at Sac State. And then when I graduated in 2018, I started pursuing internal opportunities. All along my journey, I was always being pushed by managers, oh, you should apply for this and you should do this. But my focus was on school at the time. So when I graduated, I started looking for internal opportunities, and there are so many to where you have an opportunity to kind of try out other positions at other sites. So that's what I did at the end of 2018. I became a interim staffing coordinator. So it's a seasonal position at another site where you support them. And I fell in love with staffing. So when the contract had ended, I came back to my home site and I just kind of waited. I checked our internal job boards. And then eventually I was recruited back to staffing in the spring of 2019 and had the rare opportunity of going from a level 1 associate to a 4. So at Amazon, we work in levels. When you first start out and you're first hired on as a warehouse entry-level associate, that's considered a 1. But because I had my degree, I was able to skip those levels and move on to level 4 because I had that. So everyone's journey will be different and it'll accelerate depending on some of the resources that you already have attained. But it definitely doesn't mean that you also can't get there. It just means you just have to put in the years and you could eventually get there to where I was at, kind of like what Cheyenne had did. She worked her way up and she became her 4. And then about 6 months later, after I was a staffing coordinator, I was promoted to a team lead. And then 6 months after that, I'm now in my new role, which is an engagement specialist. So it's pretty cool. As long as you stay consistent and you continue to learn and be curious with Amazon, you want to make sure you establish those great relationships with your leadership and your peers. You never know who's going to be your boss or your peer one day, but the opportunities are truly endless at Amazon if that's something that you're really interested in. And that's my journey.
So I'm going to go over a little bit of why Amazon. Our mission is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. This is what unites Amazonians as we are all striving to delight our customers and make their lives easier, one initiative, product, service, and idea at a time. Together we create and build. We take ownership for what we do, whether it's developing new technology in-house, launching a new Amazon fulfillment center, or delighting our customers by delivering packages directly to them. Where all orders come to life, supported by Initiative World-Class Technologies, our global network of SCs, delivery stations, drivers, and shopper teams are dedicated to supporting customers worldwide. A cool thing that Amazon does is we have Affinity Networks. Amazon has 12 affinity groups, sometimes known as employee resource groups, which bring employees together across businesses and locations around the world. With executive and company sponsorship, these groups play an important role in the building internal networks for creating community. advising Amazon business units, leading in service projects, and reaching out to communities where Amazonians live and work. So a few of what we have are Glamazon, we have Indigenous, we have Asians at Amazon, we have people with disabilities, Latinos at Amazon, women of Amazon, Amazon families. We have our BEN, Black Employee Network, Warriors at Amazon. So we have 12 affinity groups. So that's just a cool thing that Amazon does here. So we're going to go over the benefits and the perks of being an Amazon employee. Don't stop with collaborating with great people on exciting and initiative projects. We also offer a full range of benefits to regular full-time U.S. employees that support them as an individual, as well as eligible family members, including domestic partners and their children. So if you're a full-time employee, day one, you have medical coverage. So you have dental, vision, and medical all on your day one. You also get a 401k investment, and there's a lot of time off options. So we have obviously PTO, we have vacation. We also have something called UPT, which is unpaid time off. So you get 80 hours of unpaid time off for emergencies. So you get about 20 hours every quarter of the year on top of your PTO and your vacation. So that's a really cool thing that Amazon does do. We also have employee assistance. So there's a lot of assistant programs that we have to help everyone out. So the growth at Amazon. Amazon hourly associates are among those on the front line fulfilling customers' online shopping orders and can enjoy opportunities to advance within the company. A few things that are going to help you grow at Amazon is a positive work attitude and leadership skills, excellent job performance and productivity, quality, safety, and attendance, commitment to culture of safety. All of these things are going to tie into you growing and leveling up at Amazon. What are the jobs like? It's a very relaxed dress code. So it just has to be HR appropriate, but a lot of what people like to wear is like workout gear. You have to be able to stand or walk for 4 to 10 hours a day, depending if you are full-time or part-time. You have to be able to lift up to 49 pounds. And some buildings it's a requirement to learn PIT, or powered industrial trucks, but most of our buildings is optional, so you can learn it if you want to. Here at Amazon, we are big on safety. We do keep a 6-foot social distance at all times. We have temperature checks. We provide masks. We provide gloves. We have a cleaning team that works around the clock, and we have cleaning solutions all throughout the building for anybody to use at any point. The health and safety of our employees and contractors around the world continues to be our top priority as we face the challenges associated with COVID. Leaders across Amazon are meeting every day to consider the evolving situation and are consulting with medical experts to ensure we are doing all that we can to keep our teams healthy. So some of the buildings that we do have in the area are our fulfillment centers. Later on, I have some small clips of what our buildings do in each of the ones that we have here. We have a sortation center in Vacaville. We are getting one out here next year. We do have several delivery stations. One in Roseville, one over by McClellan Park, one in Elk Grove, and one in West Sac. We also have a Prime Now in West Sac. So these are just some of the buildings that we do have out here. Typical shift schedules. We offer both full-time and part-time opportunities that include morning, midday, late night, and overnight shifts. And most of our buildings are open 365 days a year. Our part-time shifts, a lot of them are flexible. So what that means is that you get to pick your own schedule based on what the building has to offer. And you can work as little as 4 shifts a month to keep your job. So that is a really cool, flexible option that we have if you're going to school, if you have another job, or if you just want part-time. Our full-time shifts are 4 to 5 days a week. So like we have one building that does a 5 8-hour day or week schedule. And then we have a fulfillment center that does 4 10s. So you have 3 days off. It just depends on what works best for you. And students. Amazon has part-time jobs with students in mind. With a variety of job options that can accommodate any class schedule, you'll be able to balance it all: class, work, study time, and social time. So look for these job titles when you're looking for if you are a student. We have our warehouse team member, we have a shopping team member, and we have a flex team member. Those are all going to be our flexible options for students. Also, I do want to add that even if you did want to work full-time, because there are some people out there that do go to school but can still work full-time, our fulfillment centers that they offer school accommodations that give you up to 10 hours a week to use for school. So again, it's very student friendly. So yeah, Amazon school accommodations. Amazon offers flexible part-time scheduling that allows students the opportunity to pick up shifts that work for them. How do I select my schedule? You'll pick your schedule for that week and use the Amazon Moment app. So this is going to be for flexible. It'll be an app and you get to pick for the week, and you can work up to 20 to 25 hours per week, depending on the building and how busy it is. Our Prime Now and our Whole Foods do have these flexible schedules. Educational short work break is a temporary educational suspension option that will provide a proactive pathway for associates to take a pre-approved break from their employment or to accommodate school with the seamless return to work at conclusion of their school session. All Abilities. What is All Abilities? All Abilities is a group focused on sourcing, retaining, and enabling career opportunities for people with mental or physical disabilities. We do not only celebrate the diversity of our workforce, we celebrate the diverse ways we work. What does All Abilities do? We develop relationships, processes, and technology geared towards the people with disabilities, with disability community, to provide accommodations for their needs. How do I request a medical accommodation? Accommodation support is available throughout the job search process, from application accessibility to medical accommodation assistance. If you need help, contact us. So this is the information. If you do need any of that, you can go ahead and screenshot it if you need that for the future. All right. So our military. So a cool thing that Amazon will do by 2024 is we will hire 100,000 veterans and military spouses. We value the unique skills and experience that the military community brings, and our new hiring commitment will expand the impact that military members currently have on every single business across the country. The application process. During the application process, you will be asked to self-identify as a veteran, military spouse, and/or a protected veteran. For each question, your possible responses are yes, no, or I choose not to identify. Who is considered a veteran? For Amazon's internal military programmatic tracking purposes, you are considered a veteran if you are currently serving or have served as a member of the U.S. military, which includes National Guard and Coast Guard. You are considered, or who is considered a military spouse? You are considered a military spouse if you are or were a spouse of a veteran, active duty service member, reservist, how do you say that? Reservist, or a member of the National Guard or Coast Guard. Who is considered a protected veteran? You are a protected veteran if you have served on active duty since August 1990. How will this data be used? Can I trust Amazon? Amazon collects veteran and military spouse data for diversity and inclusion initiatives and to meet certain government record keeping and reporting requirements. This information is classified as diversity data, has strict restrictions on viewing or usage of the data. Amazon will not use that information to discriminate, similarity, or choosing not to self-identify will not subject you to adverse treatment. Why am I being asked these questions? Amazon is a data-driven organization. We need this data so we can improve our programs for hiring, developing, and retaining veteran and military spouses. Show the value that veterans and spouses bring to Amazon, to leadership and hiring managers. Increase funding for service opportunities for giving back to the global veteran community. So the hiring process, the way that our hiring process does work is, one, you will start your job application. And in that job application, it's going to ask you what your zip code. And it's going to show you all the buildings near that zip code. And once you choose a building and choose a shift, it's going to have you choose a time to come into office hours. That leads us to number 2. At office hours, we are going to go over the shift that you selected. We're going to take your badge photo. You're going to do a drug test, and we are going to do the second part of your I-9. After you leave office hours, once your contingency is clear, meaning your background and your drug test, you will start to get your congratulations emails with your new hire orientation. That's all going to be through your email online. And then 4 is going to be your first day. You could start this 1 to 4 and you can get hired within 10 days. So it's a very fast process that we have here at Amazon. So again, what to expect at our office hours events. We're going to do your badge photo, go over your schedule, drug test, very quick. Some of the documents that you will need when you come to our office hours events are going to be your ID and your social. I know these are kind of blurry, but an example is an ID and a social, or an ID with a birth certificate, and or a passport works by itself. So we will need these at an office hours event. So I want everybody to take out your phones now. I want you guys to sign up for our job alerts. It's going to be something we call to Tango. So you're going to text NorCal Now 6 to 77088. And what this is going to do is this is going to alert you every time we have a job in your area. So you're going to be the first ones to know. And once you get that alert, you're going to come right here to amazon.com/Sacramento hourly jobs. And then you can go through and see all the list of options. We're going to show you in a second. And you'll be the first one to apply for that because they do end up going pretty fast. But that's it. That's why it's important for you to text NorCal Now 6 to 77088 to make sure that you are the first person to know. So I'm just going to give everybody a little bit to sign up for this. Once you text, it's going to ask you what your zip code is. Just go ahead and put in your zip code because that way it's going to show you all the closest locations to you. I kind of want to go over some videos of the different warehouses that we do have here in Sacramento. So one that I came from is our fulfillment center. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this one.
We can't hear the sound.
So I don't think that audio is working, but this is the fulfillment center. So they're in stowing right now, where you stow into the building. Now they're at picking, and you take the items out of the pods and put them into totes. Now we're in packing and shipping, where you pack them and then put them onto the trucks. So, and this is just a little bit of, we do have pit trucks there as well. This is in ship dock. They're just kind of sorting it out. Okay, we'll stop that. And then I'm just going to show you just one other one. Sorry that the audio isn't working, but a delivery station that we have here. I can kind of walk through what they're doing. So at a delivery station, you will be unloading from the big trucks. And so right now they're unloading and they're scanning, and then it's telling them where it's going to go. And they have a lot of conveyors around here. And then it's going to help sort all of the packages. So then now they're loading it into the vans. This is how they sort everything. And then you just load it into the vans. And that is what our delivery stations do. And this is just kind of like a little glimpse into what this warehouse looks like. This would be a process assistant. Those are like a manager's assistants with the yellow vest. Managers have the red vest. Depends on what building that you work at. And those would be the drivers. And that is just our little delivery station. All right. But now I'm going to walk you guys through the application process a little bit. So when you pull up Sacramento hourly jobs on that Tatango slide that I showed you, this is what's going to pop up. You're going to put in your zip code, and then it's going to give you the closest, buildings that we have to you. So for instance, we have our delivery stations. We have our fulfillment centers. We have our grocery fresh. So this is going to be the one where you're going to find the flexible shifts. So I'll just go ahead and click on this one. And you can see how it has premium pay right now. Cool thing that a lot of our buildings are doing. I know some of them were different. Some of them have $3,000 sign-up bonuses. And some of them have premium pays just until the season is over. So for this one, it's different, a little bit different. I know that if you look over here, so when you click on it, it's going to give you a little description of the shift at our USC 1. But if you want to know the different shift options that we have, you're just going to pick work shift right here. And right here, it's going to show you what we have premium pay for right now. And if you load more, some of them don't have it. So our flexible shifts do not, but our full-time shifts at this building do. But it will show you the different schedules that we have. So we have a Sunday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. Starts out at 15. We have our flexibles. So the way that this works is you would have a training day. You'll have 3 training days in a row. And then after that, you'll be able to pick your own schedule. So just know when you see that start date, that's going to be your first training day. Let me show you a little bit of the other buildings here. Let's see. Let's do a fulfillment center. They typically do have a lot of shifts. So, but depending on what you can do, it might work better, or a flexible shift might work better for you. It just depends. So again, it's going to have some of the duties and responsibilities for this building. So just make sure to read through that before selecting the building and schedule that you want. Just do a little bit of that. Okay, and then we're going to go over here and look at see here, you see the $3,000 sign-on bonus. So this specific shift has a $3,000 sign-on bonus as well as the premium pay. So this building is doing a $3 increase until January 1st. So that's something really cool, along with a $3,000 sign-on bonus. These are just some of the schedules. We have a Wednesday through Saturday. This building works 4 10-hour shifts. But if you can't do 4 10s and a 5 8-hour shift or work week work better for you, we also have that as well. So we have like a Friday through Tuesday, a Sunday through Thursday, just a little bit for everyone. So let's just go ahead and pick one right now. So I think this is as far as it's going to let me go. Well, let's see. Yeah, it already has my email on file, so I won't be able to go any farther than that. But we can, if anybody has any questions about this, what to pick, where to pick, we can go over all of that. But pretty much after this part, it's going to ask you for your email, your phone number, all that fun stuff to set up your account. But at this time, I will stop sharing my screen. Right. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, so I just put one in the chat. Okay. The one in the chat is, what excludes one from being considered when you're running the background check?
So we actually do not run our own background check. It is through a third party. We don't necessarily know what it is that they check for. So unfortunately, I don't know that information.
Okay. So just can you go over again, like one that, for example, they have IT experience, right? Where would one start at Amazon if they want to eventually get there? Can you walk us through?
So after 30 days of working with Amazon, you automatically qualify to start applying for any higher level positions. And if you have a degree, you can apply right after the 30 days, and you can apply for like a manager level position. But if you don't have a degree, you can still apply for higher level positions. You just can't necessarily go for a manager level until you hit your 2-year mark. So after 30 days, you can apply for IT. You can apply for safety. You can apply for staffing. You can apply to be a process assistant, which is a manager's assistant. And all of these are going to help you level up to a manager position after you hit your 2 years. But like, again, if you do have a degree after the 30 days, you are more than welcome to apply for any position that you choose to. It's all that we ask is the 30 days.
Awesome. That's great. Are there any other questions? I know we were asking them in the chat, so we got some of them answered by Vanessa. Thank you. So the main jobs that you have available at this point would be the fulfillment center and shipping and receiving, correct? That's like your drive right now is for the holidays.
So we have the fulfillment center. We have 2 different fulfillment centers. We have a bunch of different delivery stations. So again, we have a delivery station in Roseville. We have one in Elk Grove. We have one over by McClellan Air Force Base. We have one in West Sac. And then we also have where our flexible positions is in West Sacramento. If you look on there, it's going to say, if you're going to say flex, that's going to be our old new building right now that has it. But it's our Prime Now. So you'll be doing at our Prime Now location. You're like a grocery shopper, but for a lot of people, but you're never going to have the actual customer insight. And then you pack those up and then you'll put those on the truck ready to go. Those are the ones that we have here as of now, but we're getting more buildings next year. So we'll have even more options for everybody.
That's so great. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Does THC disqualify you?
Hey there, guys. So as of right now, Amazon has stopped actually testing for marijuana as of January this year. It was public notice to out on the news and sent out by Amazon. So THC does not disqualify you from getting the job and going forward with the drug test results.
Thank you so much.
Vanessa, did you have anything you want to add? Or PJ, did you have anything you want to add that I didn't add?
I know we are holding a really, really big event coming up here tomorrow. We are going to be out in the community here in Citrus Heights in the North Highlands area. We are going to be doing a food drive. So at a food drive. We will be having our booth there, and they will be passing out goodies for the holidays coming up, and we're going to be a part of that service. If you want to come out and check us out, if you're in the area, we may be able to drop the address in here if we can. And if you're going to be out in the community, come check us out.
Let's see, and we will also be at the Sacramento. Can you guys hear me? Okay, sure. We're going to be at the Sacramento LGBT Center, which is downtown off of K, around 21st Street. So you can also stop by there. These are great places to come out and speak to us. We can help you with the application process. We can answer any questions you may have. We'll even have Kindle. So if you don't have a reliable device to apply, we'll have that for you as well. And we can just help you navigate that online hiring portal. So don't be afraid, come out, say hi. You can also get some free Amazon swag gear, spin the wheel for some prizes. So we welcome everybody to take advantage of those opportunities when we're out in the field.
Thank you so much for your time. It doesn't look like there's any other questions in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, but thank you again, Vanessa and Cheyenne and PJ. Thank you for all joining us today.
Perfect.